Let me ask you something about 4800. When you were in there, did any wars ignite while you was in there? Any tribalism?
What?
Plenty.
See, I mean, look, I'd be remiss to tell you, it was so many of them. It was us and everybody, and him and everybody. It was us and, I mean, you know, I think the most famous one everybody talk about is when the police orchestrated a fight between us and the Detroit gangsters.
For the dime moves and the lokes, for the 6-4s on spokes, for the OGs that did a dime, came back around on parole, for the homegirls with the scrap game, little homies that gang bang, from Pelican Bay to YA, rearrange your mind frame. Yeah, I know what you've been through, shit you had to go get to. Your mama gave birth on the turf, I know them killers you kin to. This for the lost generation, broke as hell, mad and impatient. But if you know your history, you can't have a strong foundation, baby.
Was on score and start calling me Big Knee.
Six Shakur on East Side, Bloodstone, getting by six. Also known as Shady Eyes, my hood name.
Man, the kid that got to be put on problem, man. They just do you. I created Tony Pocket in my mother's garage.
They call me Tiny Ant from Rolling 60, or they're known as Tylo Tiny Ant.
Start hanging out, start messing with the Bloods, and end up turning Bloodstone villain.
I had just got the 4800. I hadn't never even seen nobody from no other gangs. And like I said, what I had did to them dudes in the day room was kind of like my mentality. So we coming from Child one day, I see Goofy from Detroit Gangster. I don't even know Goofy is from Detroit. All I remember him is from Horseman. We all went to Horseman together. And I'm talking to him, and he tell me where he from. And it was my first time really hearing somebody say that. I get off on him. And when I get off on him, we square up, and the police make us go lock up. So they like, then we go to, they called me to go to visit. When we go to visit, they put me on the chain with Raton from Detroit. And we going up the escalator, homie was just talking about that the other day. I had kicked him. I leaned down and hit him with a hook kick on the escalator. And the police rushed me and was talking crazy to me. And then we went from there. So when we get back to the module, they like calling all the homies to come down to the shower. And saying they're gonna put.
I saw you weak and salty. I saw you weak and salty.
What up, fool?
Now let's get that other half of the story, right?
Yo, Rocchead. Look at the little guy. Look at
That's the little guy you was talking about.
Yeah.
So Rocchead, Big U was telling us about when he met you. All that CCO, go work out, clean up shit, right?
I did all that? Yes, you did.
And he said your story different from his. So that's why I wanted you to surprise him. Let's hear your side of the story. When you met Big U in 4800.
When I first saw you in 4800, you was holding somebody's head like this, and you was pounding on him.
That was 3 days later though.
But look, you was pounding on him. I mean, dude couldn't even fight back, didn't want to fight back, he just gave in. And I said, "What you doing, dude? What the fuck you doing?" I mean, it's like having sex with a girl.
Was you coming back from you was coming back from with Hoover Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you already had been there. You already had made them work out. Then they moved you to the other side. When you had all this coming through
But
praising
we talking about when I met you though.
That's what
that was the day. That was in there.
Okay.
When they all came through. Let me tell you, these niggas, when this nigga came to 4800, all them niggas who was running 4800, all changed.
Right.
All the niggas, you know, should I say their names? When this nigga, and I didn't know who he was. Like I said, I didn't know like who he meant to the Crip car. I'm a young nigga, I'm only 18. And then when he got in there, he too old to remember. He made all them niggas start working out.
He too old to remember?
Yeah, he made all them niggas start working out. He had them niggas in the back doing cadence. Cause it was the first time I heard a nigga say machine in motion. I hadn't even heard that before. I never heard that till I heard you till you had them doing it in the day room. I was like, Draws, you down there? I said, nah, but I'm watching these niggas. You know what I'm saying? And you had them niggas working out. You was talking about cleaning up. You was like, and you was telling them about how when you get to the pen, you gonna have to be clean. You gonna have to do this. You can't be spitting in the sink. He was the first person I heard say all that shit.
Rocchead, what made you feel like you was in charge?
Nigga, I'm Joe Rocchead, nigga. I didn't ask for it, but I'm Joe Rocchead.
So you just walked in and just took over?
I'm Joe Rocchead.
Okay, give me a definition
what more
of Joe
do you
Rocchead.
Want, man? What?
I need a full definition.
No, my mama they
you walked into a lion's den.
Huh?
And there was plenty soldiers up in there. There was plenty gladiators. There was plenty people
what
up in there.
What was a lion's den?
4,800.
No, not to me.
No, he ain't lying.
Hey, so not to me.
So he ain't exaggerating. Them niggas bow down like.
No, not like that. I see. Think about it.
Like
he keeps saying they bowed down.
They
to
did. I'm telling you.
But,
he want to be modest. I swear to God, on my life. On my life.
I like Big U's version.
When this nigga walked in, I mean, I had already been there. I've been there for like about a week, and they couldn't move us in no cell.
What happened in the holding tank when you had like 14 people from eight different neighborhoods, and they all wanted to beat you up?
Shit, that was every time I went to.
No, but we was all shackled down. When I walked in, they was all talking about getting you. Said I fight 2 or 3 at a time.
Yeah, that was.
And you didn't believe him.
That was every time I went to court.
Know, but it was new to me.
Yeah, every time I went to court,
everybody was new to me. But you was kind of shocked when I spoke up. Like hell no.
Cause I'm like, soon as I get these chains on, we all finna get out.
And I said, no, one or 2 at a time. That's what he gonna get.
Yeah.
I said, ain't nobody else gonna jump in.
Give me 3 of them at a time, and I
said, what you want? He said, I want 3. I'm like, that's what made me gravitate.
Okay, you added a number because you told me 2.
2. I said 2. No, he said 2, 3, and 4. No, he said he wanted to fight. He'd fight 3 or 4 at a time. Yeah. And then I said, no. When I spoke, I said, I ain't gonna jump on homeboy. I said, how many you want to fight? He said, I want 2. That I remember. I want 2. And I'm like, and I was impressed because he was young. He was skinny. He ain't skinny no more.
Damn, bro.
Come on,
Hey, and so when he put his demo down, what was you thinking then?
I was impressed. I was so fucking impressed. I actually liked this motherfucker. I didn't like a lot of people.
Even though it was Crip on Crip violence, you still liked it, huh?
I liked it him. I didn't like the Crip on Crip violence. I despise it even now today. But I liked how he represented himself. He didn't go at them. They came at him.
Was it reminiscent of CCO? What you saw in CCO? And then you came to 4,800? Did he remind you of that?
It had nothing to do with at that time. I dismantled CCO.
Like don't look at it.
I dismantled CCO at that time.
Yeah, because Mouse came down right after you, right?
No, they came before me and they left. Him, Big Ant, and Sue, they came to the county jail when I dismantled CCO on the shoe yard.
They came back.
Then they got off the bus. I got on the bus. And that's when they said Rocchead couldn't do this by himself. And that's when they had the little skirmish with everybody on the yard. That's when they rushed me to high power when they said all the rank and file got hit. Then everybody spoke up for me and brought me back down to 48.
So Draws, Rocchead leaves. Who pulls your coat unless you know who this dude is?
No, I found out who he was. I found out who Rocchead was while he was there. Because then after we in the day room, they had moved Rocchead to the other side. And then that's why I seen him at court. Because I had so many cases, I was going to court every single day. I was going to court every single. I mean, I was at court so much, man. I fell asleep in the courthouse. That's how I ended up getting the best lawyer I ever met, man. His name was Roger. Not Roger. His name was damn man. This dude beat all my cases.
I thought he was gonna say Earl Brody, man.
Hell no, man. He died. My lawyer died. I'm tripping. I can't remember his name, but he died. But I met him because I fell asleep in court on one of my cases. I had a hot one. And I fell asleep and the judge was like, man, what the hell you doing falling asleep? You gotta, I'm like, man, look, man, I be here every single day. I'm at court every single day for one of these cases. If it ain't Inglewood Court for traffic, I'm here for all this. He made them consolidate all my cases under one lawyer. Dude beat all my cases. Man, I ended up coming home just on probation.
When's the last time you seen Rocchead?
Shit.
That's about a month ago.
You're talking about ICANN and developing options.
Yeah. You know, Rocchead.
Also, Rocchead was up there at Jim Brown's house when you and Keystone and all them.
No. He was in jail. He was doing it. He was doing it.
Again, when I got out, Big U went in.
Yeah.
And then I was sitting at Jim's house, and I'm chilling. And Jim said, Rock, you know Stone, and Big U? Yeah. I said, Big U? That little motherfucker was causing shit up in the county jail? I said, I don't know Stone, but I know who Big U. I know Big U. And again, when Big U got out and we kind of reconnected, I'm like, man, where you been? I heard you been out for a few years. He said, Rock, man, I told myself I'm going to walk away, step back, and deal with myself for these 4 to 5 years. And once I get off parole and everything, then I'm going to make my moves. And the moves he made, I said it before, I'm going to say it now, was ridiculously awesome. For him to create development options, for him to get into the music stuff, for him to do the things that he's doing positive in a strong, powerful way, based on his mindset, what he said he's gonna do when he get out of jail. It's hard for us to set plans in jail and say, these are things we're gonna do, but first, I'm gonna beat the system by not doing shit, by not participating in nothing, be a father, be a husband, and stay away. Then as soon as he got out of parole, you saw this dude, like everybody, Big, you goddamn big. I mean, I'm like, damn, I know that he wasn't allowed, you know, it kind of threw me off. But for him to educate himself at that level, to prepare himself to who he is today, you don't get it nowhere else. You can't get it any better.
How did you and Stone hook up with Jim Brown?
I had met Jim Brown. I was playing semi-pro football, and one of my partners from Inglewood family, we was all on the same team. We was on the semi-pro team. Me, Lil F Bone, Bronco T, JT, Kabi. We was all playing semi-pro football. I had this black van, and we was playing in Pasadena. And they came and said, man, Jim Brown having a meeting, and he want gang members to come up there. I was just a fan of Jim Brown. I was only going just because it was the legendary Jim Brown. So we get up to Jim Brown house, and we were so excited. We still had everything on but our football pants. They gave us some sheets to put down. And they was having a meeting. They was like going around, and Tank Magruder from Compton, a couple more dudes was in there, and they was all talking. And so they was like, yeah, this shit might work because we see y'all got Big U in here. We can go, and I'm like, but I had just cut my hair off and I had a flat top. And so they in there like, and so T. Rogers. Mm-hmm. I knew T. Rogers from having a phone store on Crenshaw and Crenshaw and Slauson.
Whoa. T. Rogers.
T. Rogers. I didn't even know from the jungle.
Had a phone store
on Crenshaw and Slauson, right off of Slauson, by the way, a little a couple of blocks. If it was between 54th and Slauson, we used to go in there and buy phones from him. I had no idea he was T. Rogers. I had no idea he was the blood, none of that. Until we seen him, I seen him again at Jim Brown house. And I'm looking at him, he's like, yeah, man, we talking, we chopping it up. Because he don't know I'm Big U either, though. So while they in there talking, they talking about, yeah, man, you know, because at that time it was on with us. And it was on with us in the Compton and on with us in the Crips. So it was like they come on our side, we on them. We go on their side, which we never had to go to Compton. It was kind of like on like that, but not all the way like on like it was us and the gangsters. So when they was looking at me in there, and so Stone and all them not Stone, but Jim Brown and T. Rogers trying to figure out who was Big U. Like, who was the nigga they keep referencing? And then when it got ready to come to my time to speak, I got up. I'm like, we was finna leave. And so T them like, no, let's stay and wait and see. So then I guess T. Rogers figured I was Big U. So that's when Jim jumped me. Jim like, oh no. So Jim jumped me. He was like, man, I said, man, I don't call nothing for the 60s, bro. I said, I could bring my big homie up here who speak for us. He tell me what to do, and then I tell the rest of the niggas what to do, and that's what we do it. He was like, well, bring Stone up here, man, whoever. I said, that's the only one nigga I'm going to listen to, bro. And he know more of this business and this other shit, and that's how Stone got to the tape.
So was this in 91 or 92?
That's before that. No, this was 89. It was 89, yeah. Probably.
So y'all was on that first one before the first.
They didn't even have, it wasn't even incorporated yet.
It was. See,
wasn't no books, wasn't no nothing.
See, what Jim told me, when he first met them, American started in 88. American started in 88.
What up? Come on. Come on. Huh? I don't know, man. I haven't seen you in a good while, man. Hey, what's up, boy? What's all that, man? Nah, he original AG. He grew up around here. He's like one of our big homies. He's like, oh,
I heard him call you by your name.
Call me my real name.
Yeah, he did.
No, American started in '88. All right, but like I said, when Jim told me about the program, at that time, Big U and Stone them was around. It wasn't no curriculum. It was about just bringing them together and trying to figure out what's going on. Then Jim said Big U and Stone them helped him curate the life skills curriculum. You can talk more on that. But the one thing I do know, Jim loved his Stone.
Yeah.
I never met him. I don't know him. But the way Jim Brown speak on Stone, man, he said he cried.
Yeah.
I mean, Jim loved him some Stone.
Everybody loves Stone, though.
I kind of want to tap in.
But let me tap into this. This is Andre Sparks.
Which one? This guy
That's
right
another one of our
You
big
mentioned
homies. That's who we looked at. That's who we looked up
Yeah,
to.
you mentioned it.
Yeah, that's what I always talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, and Drake, come on in there, man. Come on in here. This is who we looked up to. This and Drake just did what, 20? How long he just did?
28.
Drake just did 28. Now he can tell you everything about Stone and himself, because I mean, like I said, out of we had niggas that we looked up to over here, and I remember in the last interview I did, dudes was feeling some kind of way because I didn't mention certain dudes, but I can't mention niggas I didn't know, and I ain't heard of certain names we didn't hear about. Really, to be honest with you, I didn't have to hear about them because we had already had the niggas we was looking up to. You know what I'm saying? I could walk out the door and look up to a nigga that was older than me that was doing it. That was getting money and already been to the pen and whatever, and was telling us how it should go. You know what I mean? And Dre was the oldest one. Dre was the oldest one on the block. And I mean, really, he could tell you the story of the AG. We was babies. And what you older than Stone or younger than Stone?
That's older.
He older than Stone.
That's Sparks.
Yeah.
Well, what year did you land on Arlington, Sparks?
1963.
Wow. And when you landed, damn.
What was the block like? What was the racial makeup of the block back then?
We had whites on this block.
Predominantly white?
No.
No?
Maybe like 6 or 7 at the most.
How old are you?
59.
Do you remember when these kids landed on the block?
Yeah. Definitely.
Did the block change when they landed on the block?
A lot of kids. Him, his cousins, aunts and uncles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were a gang themselves.
It was a team.
It was a team.
It was a team.
So you kind of remember when the Rolling 60s hit this side of the tracks then, huh?
Of course.
You know what year that was?
I would say 75, 76. That's when it really became recognizable.
He could tell you about Kwame, Rennie, when Kwame got hit.
Right there, 1981, June 1981, when Kwame Harris got killed.
In this alley right here.
Right there. Renford Forte got killed October 26, 1980.
That's Rennie.
That's Rennie.
Rennie.
He's too old to be an Arlington hustler.
Who?
This guy.
This nigga Arlington, though.
Honorary Arlington hustler?
No, like I told you. Remember I told you we was the
resident. Okay.
We was the young niggas, and then when we got it all the way to the point, them was the niggas we looked up to. Him, like I said, I always say him. Every time I do an interview, I always cite Andre Sparks because he was the oldest dude to me on our block. You know what I mean? I had older cousin Alvin, but Alvin was younger than him, but he was the one in the streets though. You know what I mean? Like, if we was gonna have counsel or we had an issue, I ain't gonna catch this nigga walking down the street.
Who were the first 60s on this side of the track, Sparks, that you can remember, that lived in this area around 59th Street School?
I'm not gonna put their names out there.
Put the dead ones out there. Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
All right.
Finish up with Rocchead, and then
Where you going? You going to Compton?
Yeah.
You going to sign a release for my document?
Right. Get it to me.
She right there. She ain't gonna let you go nowhere. I guarantee you. She ain't gonna let you walk off the block.
All right, my man.
She already getting the paperwork.
Let's get his years, 87 to 91, leading up to when he catches his case and sends it to the prison.
Right. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I just want to finish up Rocchead 48, and then he could get out.
Okay. All right. So we're still on 4800?
4800 was sick.
Big Marcel, Lantana, a little bit of Grandy's.
Oh yeah, Sale was there.
Yeah.
Sale was there. Sale was there. What's the name that got killed with man, what's the name's a wrestler all the time.
Gangster was the trustee.
Gangster was on the other side, yo. Sale was on our side.
Yeah.
Sale was on my side. Big
South side.
Stone them. Stone was
Michael
over there.
Stone was in there?
Michael Stone. That's how I met Michael Stone.
He from Corner Pocket.
Oh, you from Corner Pocket?
Yeah, that's why you said that. I'm like, oh.
I'm sorry.
Jerry Stone. Yeah, right.
Jerry Stone. Yeah, Jerry Stone was there. Not Michael wasn't there. Jerry Stone was there. That was my big homie, bro.
Yeah.
Man, I used to wrestle that big old nigga. Like, he was bigger than me. Because I'm 6'3", so Jerry Stone had to be 6'4".
They was all tall. They was 6'4", 6'5".
Strong as a motherfucker. Man, that nigga used to be I see wrestle all the time, but he had bad feet, though. Remember, he had bad feet. And I should leave my cell just to go there and say, that nigga love me to death, man. Jerry Stone, man. That was him. I really was cool with all the old niggas, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like him, Jerry. I mean,
it was about
Jerry
40 Comptons there at that time.
No, Michael Stone wasn't there. It was on the Jerry Stone,
Marcellus.
Hoover Dog. Marcellus was on the other side. Came again. Big Insane from Insane Crip was there.
Richard Thornton. Big Insane.
Yeah.
Hey, so look, Draws, you know we interviewed Lil Doc, right? 6'9" East Coast.
Yeah, my nigga.
Yeah. He was in there with you?
Yeah, Doc was there for about 2 years with us. Me, it was out of the young crew was, cause F-Bone them left. F-Bone, Looney, all the homies was my age left. So it left me really was fucking with these coasters. So it was really like the roller coaster. Me, Doc, Bub, Sad, Sandman, and then our homies, you know, was kind of like coming and going. But they was there for a long time. Like it was, and then I gauge it because, you know, our homies might come for about 3-4 months, 5-6 months, a year fight a case, but you know, it was certain of us who stayed there like 2 years fighting a bunch of cases. Doc was there. Me and Lil Doc was there for a long time.
Doc said you was in there bailing out East Coast?
Yeah, I bailed out my dogs, man. I bailed out Raton. I bailed Raton out. What his bill was $250,000. I bailed him out. I bailed out like 5 niggas, man. When I came home, like, man, I got you. As soon as I get home, I got you.
Was this off of Minnesota money?
Off Minnesota money, man. Minnesota was good to a lot of people, man. As soon as I bailed them niggas out, I'm like, man, come up here, just sit up here, get you a bag, and then go get it right.
I deal with all that snow down there, though, man.
Man, we was getting so much money, man. It didn't even matter. I'm gonna be honest with you too, because I was really only there, actually physically there for a short period. Because when I got there, I had set it up so nicely, and then Belly came, Miles came. Belly really kind of like started running it for me, and then but Miles took it to St. Paul, and then we ended up getting the Mini Ha projects in Minneapolis. And it was really where all the Indians were staying. So the Indians used to get like 3 checks. You remember the Carter, where they had the apartment on the top? We really had a Carter going. I'm talking about we had the top apartments where we was, and then we had the other floor under that is where everybody used to go smoke. So the Indians was getting 3 checks. They'd get the 1st and the 15th, and then they would get another check for another government check. So I can't remember which one of the homies got in the Minnehaha projects first. But I can't lie to that way. We probably got $1 million or $2 dollars. We was probably making $1 million out of Minnehaha projects probably a month down there.
Let's rewind to the origins on how did you guys get to Minnesota?
I got to Minnesota, man, right here on Arlington. Perdog, my homeboy, Perdog came to me. I just got out of jail in 1987. I think it was March 87. I got a 4800. And Perdog came up to me, was like, man, look, I got a spot that's still rolling, bro. We can get old money. And I'm like, yeah, I'm willing to try anything because this shit out here, we went from buying an ounce of cocaine, $1,500, and you making $3,500, $3,000. You know, at least you can make it $2,500.
Think that wasn't rolling no more?
Man, it was crap. It was the shit that Whoop came in. When that Whoop came in, it changed the whole hustling game. Niggas went from taking 1 brick, making it into 3. Some niggas making it into 5. So and then that shit was blowing niggas' chests up who was smoking. So we really wasn't. It really wasn't a lot of money to be made. And Perdog came was like, man, they still getting the same money in Minnesota. So needless to say, No Good gave me 3 zips. I can't remember where I got the other 3 from, and my homeboy gave me another one. My homeboy gave me some of that black, and we went to Minnesota, and that really it really became history after that.
How did Perdog land out there?
His family from out there. Perdog whole family from Minnesota. So he was just, and like I said, all the travels when we did was really family orientated. His mama was already out there. We went to his mama house. She had an apartment. I can't remember on what side of Minnesota she had the apartment on. And but we got so much money out there.
So you was wearing a lot of hats back then. Minnesota, World on Wheels.
Shit, I hustled in Minnesota. Then I went and opened up Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Yeah.
Would you say that was your best moment in Crippin'?
When?
In the 80s.
In Crippin'?
In the late 80s.
I'll be honest with you, man. I ain't never really. I represent what we represent, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was the best moment of retired or whatever. I ain't never heard that. I ain't never said that because I feel like that we should all be evolving to something.
True.
And it always takes me back to what the CCOs was and the CCO, the Blue Note. Because to me, it wasn't a bad idea. It was an idea that, to me, that I feel like they was young. Like I'm the babies out of the generation. I'm the baby. I'm younger than them, way younger than them. But the idea is an idea that should be formulated and can be formulated by an older group now. You know what I mean? Because there was too many people that was young and it was in a stressful environment. So it was so many other things that would make you think a different way and go a different way, and they was young.
Here's the question, a little different. What can you pinpoint as the biggest problem between Crips and Crips, or either Bloods and Crips, or Bloods and Bloods?
Greed, man. Greed is the biggest problem between all of us right now. It's greed. It's like, and that's within each neighborhood. That ain't like when you say that, you talk about, we make it seem like it's something different, but it's really greed. Yeah. Because we can start on this block, grow up together, and start getting some money, and then greed kicks in. Because once he start getting more money than me, I'm gonna feel like, nah, nigga, I helped you, or I gave you the idea, or I started you off, or I brought you there. Like say with me and Perdog. Perdog was the first one to give me the idea to go to Minnesota. I just out-hustled Perdog because he had habits. So even when Perdog was going in and out of jail, I wasn't. So Perdog still was coming to me like feeling like, bro, I gave you the town. Nigga, well, how long do I gotta keep looking out for you because you gave me the town? I still have to take penitentiary chances.
See, but even on that page right there, even the organizations, is all about greed. Because everybody want to reach the highest total poll, and there's no such thing as a highest total poll. Within CCO, you have the central committee, subcommittee, etc. But when the leadership take all that power and start disrespecting themselves, or they start doing silly and stupid stuff, it destroys it. They start worrying more about that dude with the dope with the sack. That dude with the sack right there, okay, he's cool, but little homie don't bring that knife out. I'm gonna discipline little homie. But no, discipline that motherfucker, make that motherfucker with the goddamn weed sack carry the knives. But because they got something the leadership wanted, they start showing favoritism. So greed has always played a role in everything and anything in life, from drugs to hustle to organizations.
What comes first, ego or greed?
Combination of both.
Yeah.
Combination of both.
Ego wouldn't be in there. Ego don't got nothing.
The greed is greed.
Greed is greed.
Draws. How long did Minnesota last? From 87 to what? When did it end and why?
Shit, I had got a... They put my name in the newspaper somewhere in there, and I was really finished with it, to be honest with you. And then, like I said, I was already hustling other places. I was never really... I was always on the grind. I was hustling from there, St. Paul. We went to New Orleans to hustle. I remember Stone had called me because they was in New Orleans, and Stone was trying to figure out another route to get some stuff to New Orleans. And he was like, bro, I need you to do this. So I really just did some stuff for Stone, and it went so well, I was like, shit, I'm on my way out there too. Because it was like we were just going different places to see the numbers. And then the soda was set already. Like I knew how much money I wanted to get. I knew how much money I was getting out of there. So I really wasn't even really going there no more. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like, and it didn't fall to me, because even after I went to jail, when I was in the pen, I was still getting the bag.
Were you guys out there wholesaling or setting up rock spots?
It was not. We started off with rock spots, then everything kind of went. They had like they had a sting operation that they was trying to get to me. And they had spent, at that time, they put in the newspaper, $75,000 was a lot of money to spend to try to get somebody. They had motherfuckers buying rocks, and then trying to go from buying rocks to buying this to buying that, and they're coming up. And but I would never meet nobody. I was only coming out there to pick my bag up, have a good time, and get on. I didn't play nowhere I hustled. I only played home. You know what I'm saying?
So look,
Number one rule.
So look, Draws is having all this money hustling. Then Draws catches this case in 91 doing a robbery.
What happened was, this I'm gonna tell you. So what happened was,
Kev Mac video, you know this is for sure. Kev Mac video, open your soul, represent your ghetto.